Welcome back to Org Behavior. We're going to talk a lot of things, but first of all, we need to sit down and have a functioning working knowledge and definition of what is this topic, organizational behavior. So we start out talking about open systems. It really is interesting when we start going through looking at the different aspect, what it's about. We're going to really focus in at the beginning of this topic about you, because you have a perception of what you think is going on around you. It's critical that you look at yourself. You have a good solid knowledge as to how you think on the inside, because what you see through your eyes may be a little bit different than what other people may see through your eyes. So it's really critical to sit down and have a good solid knowledge as to what is org behavior. We study about how people think, feel, and do in and around organization, how groups work independently towards the same purposes. So you look at org behavior, it straddles three different academic disciplines. Usually you're going to find org behavior in the School of Business, which is where you're finding it here. You will also see org behavior in the School of Psychology, which is where it was at Macomb Community Colleges. You'll see it at Sociology, where over at Wayne State, that's where it was. So you'll see org behavior that really is three different academic disciplines. And once you start studying, you'll see the psychology kick in, you'll see the business element kick in, you'll see the sociology come through as you start studying how people interact inside of an organization. So all three of them are involved, and it really does become fascinating, especially about how organizations behave as a whole, but for you as a player on the inside. For you, it's important for everybody, but we're going to look especially on things that even the textbook doesn't really cover. I'm going to bring in some different aspects that you're not going to see in the textbook from my own writings and from my own books as well. So that being said, organizational behavior, okay, it understands workplace events. We're going to look at how to predict workplace events and get things done by influencing and coordinating with others. You know, a couple of times I've been in a work group, and so having an exercise with people, and I just sat and I just kind of bump people in a different direction, very quietly, not deliberately taking the lead, but taking a quiet leadership thing just to see if I could do that. It's kind of fun watching it happen when it all works the way you're planning on it. People are people, and if you want to lead, you don't always have to be the person in charge to sit down and sit at the head of the table and everybody bow down to you. No, you can lead from the middle, you can lead from wherever, because people, it depends how you work and how you understand this topic as to how people react and the process of understanding them and to communicate properly to them what your goals and objectives are and how you carry out your own task. It's a big deal. The four functions of management, you're not going to find this in your textbook, but it's planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. We're going to take that second one called organizing, get it? Organizing, organizational behavior, that really is important and one of the major functions of management. The planning, leading, controlling, you can't do that if you don't have a good organization, and how you organize your organization really does play a major role, which is what we're about over here. Three different skill levels of management. Here are three things, and I want to emphasize this. This is also not in your text, but it's critical to the aspect of organizational behavior. Technical skills, human relation skills, and this last one is conceptual skills. Conceptual skills is really big. It really is about seeing the big picture in the organization and how the organization will respond and behave. So it's a big picture. Here's an example. First-line managers, you have to have a lot of technical skills just to make certain you supervise the employees that you're working with. You always have to have human relation skills, how to get along, but your conceptual skills are not as critical at that lowest level. Now, by the way, first-line managers, I think it's the hardest job you can possibly have, because you got the bosses above. Oh, hey, we need to make sure we meet our goals and objectives over here. Oh, okay. And the people understand, I don't want to do this. And you have to sort of make them do that. So you're between a rock up here and a hard place down over here. First-line managers, I think, is the toughest level of management. But you'll see here at the mid-level, technical skills, they decrease because you're dealing with the day-to-day issues. You're dealing with a higher level issue. But look at conceptual skills that expands. And then at the very top level, conceptual skills are the most critical element. And that is what org behavior is about. Developing that conceptual skills. It's big picture thinking. Now, at that top level, a lot of times you're thinking strategically. You talk strategic management or strategic leadership or strategic decision making, you're talking 3 years out plus. That's a big thing. When you talk about conceptual skills, you're talking about a tactical level of management or 1 to 3 years out. And conceptual skills on the first line manager, you're really dealing with the day-to-day operations, really a year and less as to how things happen to get things moving that way. So conceptual skills is a big thing, but it gets even more critical. The skills you're going to learn here, you'll be using them later on as you advance in leadership throughout your career pathway. The importance of it, you want to find out how to transform the inputs that humans do into outputs. And you want to make certain you satisfy the needs of key stakeholders. Now, by the way, a stakeholder is not about eating cows. No, it's not a steak like that. As a stakeholder is people that have input into the organization. Now, sometimes you think of just the employees. Sometimes you think of the employees and the customers, but it's much more than that. Here at Irvine Valley College, we have you as a student. You're part of the organization. You're a stakeholder. You have me. I'm a faculty member. I'm a stakeholder as well. You have the administration. They're stakeholders. The custodians. They're stakeholders. By the way, the neighbors next door to the campus, they're stakeholders. What if we had a soccer game that went to 11:30 at nighttime and the lights are on and people are yelling and screaming and cheering? You think the neighbors would appreciate it? No, they'd be upset and they'd be on the phone making phone calls because they're stakeholders as well. Do you think the city of Irvine likes Irvine Valley College to be in their city? You better believe they do, because we enhance the quality of life for their citizens. The city of Irvine is a stakeholder. Stakeholders are the people that are benefiting or sometimes detracting from the organization, but they all want to have input into it. Here's kind of an open system chart. You'll see all the different things happening on the inside. We take the things on the outside of the environment, from the raw materials, the human resource information, we process them inside the organization, and then we have outputs. We have products and services that we bring back to the thing. If you're in a for-profit business, you're making money off the products and the services you have. You'll get shareholder dividends. So you bring in resources, transform the items on the inside in your organization, and then you have an output with an expected reward financially. In our case, yes, we do charge tuition. We get tax money to run Irvine Valley College, but hopefully the transformation is you, because you are the end product, and we're trying to make you the best you can possibly be in our organization. So on open systems, keep in mind, we study how people and organizations interact with each other. OB, or organizational behavior, organizes the best ways for employees to meet the organization's goals. And we talk about open systems. We're talking about interacting with the external environment, trying to process things into our final services and our products. Take care.